Reacher Season 3 Episode 4 Ending Explained. Prime Video's Reacher Season 3 has steadily dialed up both the action and intrigue, but Episode 4, titled Loose Ends, might be the biggest game changer yet. After weeks of Jack Reacher Alan Ritchson unraveling the tangled conspiracy behind the deaths of his former 110th MP Special Investigations Unit teammates, Episode 4's closing scenes hit hard with betrayals, new leads, and a glimpse at the real puppet masters pulling the strings. Let's break down exactly what happened in Reacher Season 3 Episode 4's ending, what it means for Reacher's investigation, and where the show is headed next. A quick recap of Reacher Season 3 Episode 4. Before diving into the ending, here's a quick refresher on where Episode 4 takes us. Reacher, still reeling from Fran's death in Episode 3, tracks down the elusive Major Susan Turner played by Sonia Cassidy, who reluctantly agrees to share classified intel about Project Mendicant, the secret military operation that seems to link all the murders. Meanwhile, David O'Donnell, Sean Sipos, and Carla Dixon Serinda Swan investigate the mysterious shell corporation Atlantic Shield that has been laundering money through defense contracts connected to the project. Their findings are grim. Fran's bank accounts were mysteriously inflated months before his death, suggesting he might have been complicit in the corruption. For a tight-knit unit like the 110th, that possibility cuts deep. But by Episode 4's final 15 minutes, things explode both literally and figuratively, leading to the shocking revelations of the ending sequence. Franz wasn't dirty, he was blackmailed. Throughout the season so far, a dark cloud has hovered over Franz, portrayed by Luke Camilleri. Why was he killed? Was he on the take? Did he betray his brothers and sisters in arms? The ending clears that up, but it's more tragic than anyone expected. Reacher and Turner pieced together that Franz was being blackmailed by operatives working for Atlantic Shield. A flashback, triggered by Turner's decrypted files, shows Franz in a heated confrontation with private military contractor Scott Powers, James Purefoy, who reveals compromising photos of Fran's teenage son caught in a drug deal. The unspoken threat is clear: cooperate and funnel classified intel, or your son goes to prison or worse. Rather than fold outright, Franz became a double agent of sorts, subtly feeding false information to Atlantic Shield while trying to protect his family and keep his team out of danger. Unfortunately, Powers caught on and silenced Franz permanently, making it look like a random robbery gone wrong. This revelation reframes Franz not as a traitor, but as a father doing everything he could to shield his family from ruthless players. O'Donnell's close call and the mysterious flash drive. While Reacher uncovers Fran's true motives, O'Donnell's parallel investigation nearly costs him his life. Breaking into a secure Atlantic Shield warehouse in Baltimore, O'Donnell uncovers a hidden server stack, evidence that the corporation is storing terabytes of surveillance data on U.S. military personnel, including members of the 110th. But just as O'Donnell starts copying files onto a flash drive, he's ambushed by Powers' men. In a taut and brutal fight sequence, one of the show's best choreographed scenes this season, O'Donnell dispatches the attackers and escapes with the drive, but not before sustaining a nasty gunshot graze to his side. He meets up with Dixon and Reacher in a grimy motel, bleeding and exhausted, to hand over the drive. "It's all here," he mutters. Every dirty deal, every name. The flash drive sets the stage for the season's second half, with Reacher now armed with concrete evidence of Atlantic Shield's criminal operations and the people involved. Who is Senator Lavelle, and why does he matter? Perhaps the biggest jaw-dropper comes in the final 3 minutes. As Dixon sifts through the decrypted files, she finds a series of wire transfers leading straight to Senator William Lavelle Peter Outerbridge, a hawkish, defense-focused politician who has appeared briefly in news clips throughout the season. Lavelle has been publicly championing increased funding for private military contractors, and now we know why. He's on Atlantic Shield's payroll. Even more chilling is a classified document labeled Directive Omega, signed by Lavelle himself. Though its details aren't revealed explicitly, Turner's reaction says it all. If this goes through, half the military oversight laws in the country are null and void. The implication? Lavelle is working to privatize vast swaths of military operations, using Atlantic Shield as his blunt instrument. And Franz, Reacher's team, and anyone else who stumbled too close to the truth were collateral damage. The final scene, Reacher makes his move. In classic Reacher fashion, the episode ends with a quiet but intense setup for retaliation. Sitting alone outside the motel, Reacher stares at a crumpled photo of his 110th unit, a visual reminder of the friends he's lost and the enemies responsible. O'Donnell joins him, stitched up and bandaged. "We taking the fight to them?" he asks. Reacher doesn't smile. He simply stands and replies, "Yeah, we burn it all down." As the camera pulls back, we see Reacher slip the flash drive into his jacket and walk toward his battered Chevelle, foreshadowing an all-out assault on Atlantic Shield in the episodes ahead. What the ending means for the rest of Season 3, Episode 4's ending reorients the season in major ways. 1. The villain is bigger than expected. What started as a small-scale revenge thriller has ballooned into a political conspiracy with national implications. Senator Lavelle isn't just a corrupt politician, he's actively working to gut military accountability, and Reacher now knows it. The stakes are much higher. 2. The team has hard evidence now. With O'Donnell's flash drive, Reacher's team finally has concrete proof of Atlantic Shield's crimes and Lavelle's involvement. This shifts their mission from investigative to offensive. Expect fewer interrogations and more calculated assaults going forward. 3. Reacher's moral code is reinforced. The truth about Franz reaffirms a central Reacher theme: loyalty to friends and avenging betrayal. Franz didn't sell out his unit. He tried to protect them. That emotional weight will fuel Reacher's next moves and justify the inevitable storm he's about to unleash. Key questions heading into Episode 5. Naturally, Episode 4's ending leaves us with some burning questions. What is Directive Omega's full scope? How exactly does Lavelle plan to implement it, and how quickly is it moving through Congress? How far does Atlantic Shield's reach extend? Powers and his men are formidable, but are there more powerful players possibly within the military itself backing the corporation? What's Susan Turner's next role? Now that she's rejoined the fold and revealed classified intel, is she back on the team, or will her own career and safety be in jeopardy? Will Reacher finally go public? Thus far, the 110th has kept things under wraps, but with Lavelle's involvement, is it time to blow the whistle on a national stage? Final thoughts. Reacher Season 3 hits its stride. Reacher Season 3 Episode 4 feels like the series' classic midpoint twist, the place where mysteries untangle, alliances solidify, and the hero's next mission crystallizes. The show has always balanced pulp action with sharp procedural work, but this episode leans heavily into the conspiracy thriller genre in ways that echo Lee Child's later Reacher novels The Hard Way and Bad Luck and Trouble in particular. Alan Ritchson continues to anchor the series with stoic charisma, but credit also goes to Sonia Cassidy's Susan Turner, whose cautious pragmatism grounds the unit. And with a clear villain in Senator Lavelle and the shadowy Atlantic Shield, the path forward looks brutal, personal, and very Reacher-esque. As Reacher himself put it, it's time to burn it all down. Solidify, and the hero's next mission crystallizes. The show has always balanced pulp action with sharp procedural work, but this episode leans heavily into the conspiracy thriller genre in ways that echo Lee Child's later Reacher novels The Hard Way and Bad Luck and Trouble in particular. Anya Cassidy's Susan Turner, personal and very Reacher-esque. If you'd like, I can also suggest headlines, social tags, or alternate article angles like a 5 biggest takeaways list. Want me to?